What's up, guys? Today I am here with my 2003 Ram 2500 with the 5.9 Cummins turbo diesel, and today I'm going to be installing a SMB intake elbow. First, let me show you what comes in the box. Of course, you have the intake elbow itself. You get some instructions, a sticker, carb sticker, some hardware, clamps, stuff of that nature. We'll get into that. A nice coupler, some 2 gaskets, and a zip tie. So this is all what you get. This was 250 bucks, and I'm hoping that this will give my truck a little bit more power. Not big gains, but you know, just a little noticeable gain. By the way, my truck is equipped with the NV 5600 6-speed manual, so it being a manual transmission, I heard that these intake elbows will help with turbo spool. So especially with the manual transmission, that should help out a little bit. So I'm interested to see if I feel any increase at all. So anyways, let's go ahead and pop the hood, and then we can get started. As you can see, my truck is all completely stock except for this SMB intake right here. This is a colder intake. You can see it connected to the turbo down there. But today we are going to be concentrating on replacing this guy right here. So without further ado, let's get to it. Step 1, disconnect both battery negative terminals. Easy, no problem. Step 2, once the batteries are disconnected, we're going to go ahead and loosen this OE clamp. This is a 11 millimeter. We need to make sure that we cover this coupler right here, or put a shop towel or something over it so nothing enters this at all. You don't want any debris flying in there. Alright, so I just loosened both of these clamps on here. I'm not going to fully take that off just yet, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next step. The next step is loosen this bolt, this top bolt that is holding down the oil dipstick. I'm going to go ahead and take this bolt out. There we go. So that's loose. Alright guys, so next there is a bracket on the back of the intake elbow. It's right there. You see this nut? That one right there. That one we need to take off so we can disconnect this wiring harness right here from the intake elbow. So I'm going to go ahead and see what size that fits. It may be a 3/8. Let's see. Alright guys, there is the 3/8 nut and the washer that was on the elbow here, holding the wiring harness on. That was kind of a pain to get off, but you can see there is the stud down there, and then all this wiring harness came off. That my particular nut was kind of stripped. So anyways, finally got that off. Dipstick is loose and clamps are loose. So now it's time to take off the factory elbow. So we are just going to undo the 4 bolts of which hold it down to the intake manifold right there. These are 3/8, so I'm going to go ahead and unscrew those and see if we can get this off. You can see the heater grid is wanting to come off too, so I'm going to go ahead and undo this ground so I can just take this off all in one unit. Okay, so we have a couple more connections back here. Those 2 right there go to the heater grid. I'm going to need to take those nuts off to where I can disconnect this all in one go. So let me disconnect those first. Other difficulties I'm having is this ground right here. I did disconnect it from the intake manifold, but it is not allowing me to bring it up above this fuel line right here. So I'm going to have to just completely disconnect this ground from the heater grid as well. And then maybe I can finally slide this thing out. Okay. So now the dipstick is not allowing me to maneuver it out of the way. So it looks like I need to undo that nut right there. That one right there. Looks like I need to remove that nut so I can freely move this dipstick to where I can finally pull this thing out. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, finally, I got it out. Man, here it is right here. Okay, obviously the heater grid came with it, so I'm gonna have to, looks like they're probably just, you know, probably corroded or whatever on there together. So I'm gonna go ahead and break these apart. I'm gonna clean up around here and then put a rag in the intake manifold right here so none of this debris falls in there, because you definitely do not want any of this debris falling in there. So I'm gonna clean this up, put a rag there, clean this up, put a rag there, disconnect that heater grid, and let's go from there. Well, after a lot of scraping, this is about as good as I can get it, which is pretty good. I had to use a vacuum cleaner and clean all this up and inside the intake manifold, because you definitely don't want any of that debris getting inside your intake manifold. I also did the same to the grid heater. Here it is right here. And then this is the, it's weird, in the instructions it comes with a graphite gasket, and this one it is a copper gasket. That's interesting. I'm not sure, but do you guys know, are these copper gaskets better or are they not so good? What do you guys think? Please leave me a comment below and let me know. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and put the grid heater on with this new gasket. Alright guys, for this next step, you put the gasket on and the grid heater, and then in the hardware packet there are 2 sets of studs. You want to thread them in with the short end first, and there are 2 lengths. There is a shorter one and a longer one. The shorter one, they want you to measure this, is about 1/2 inch tall sticking out of my grid heater, and then the longer one is about 1 inch tall sticking out of my grid heater. So they want it to be 1.1 inches. So this back one being the longer one, closer to 1 inch, I'm going to use the longer ones instead of these shorter ones. And these are only on the 2 studs that are furthest away from the valve cover. So I'm going to go ahead and unscrew this smaller one and screw in the other taller stud so they can be at the correct length. Alright guys, so I actually just took out those studs that I'm using, and they supply some blue thread locker, and they say to put thread locker on these ends and then hand tighten it and then torque them down with 2 jam nuts that are provided. Alright guys, both studs are in there. I used the 2 jam nuts applied. I'm not going to show you how to do that. You can look that up. That'll be a whole another YouTube video on how to do the 2 nut method if you're not familiar. So go look that up. But these 2 guys are in, thread lockers on them. Now what we need to do is down here. So the actual intake elbow has these ports right here. I'm not going to use those ports, so I'm going to use the supplied caps right here. They say to put some thread locker on these, so I'm going to go ahead and put some thread locker and then torque these down to 40 inch-pounds. Alright guys, the coupler that S&B supplies and the clamp that they supply is on. Also the 2 little studs right there are in. They say to put some Teflon tape on those whenever you thread them in. And then let me show you here. I also have the gasket, the other gasket that is supplied on the grid heater. So I think we're about ready to mock this up. Alright guys, we are ready to mount this. I slid the clamp that was on the intercooler tube back on the intercooler tube, and I have taken out the rag that I had on it to catch any debris that went through there. Now we are going to try to, let's see, I guess we should try to put this on the intercooler pipe first. So I'm going to try to get this clamp on the intercooler pipe, and then we can set it down on our grid heater. Alright guys, the coupler is on. That is just kind of hand tight for now. And now we are getting to the good stuff. I am now putting in the bolts for the bolt and washer for the valve cover side of this elbow. I'm gonna just hand tighten these for now. Alright guys, so don't forget to put thread locker on these bolts as well. So now to tighten these guys down, I have the same washers that I used for this one. I'm going to use these washers, and then they also provide some lock nuts. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten these down, and then all 4 of these get torqued down to 145 inch-pounds not foot-pounds, but inch-pounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these on. All right, guys, these are tightened to spec. I tightened this clamp. Everything is good to go. Well, I just have to put on the ground and tighten that up, and then mount this dipstick here. They do provide some washers and stuff. So besides the reinstallation of those two simple things, this is pretty much done. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If this helped you in any way, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.